Hey, what's up, everyone? So, welcome to another live here today on Wednesday. Like I said, always I do these lives every Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's subject is basically going to be about how to, well, not how, why vegans eat fake meat. Okay, I decided that be the subject, but obviously, that's just like a little headline, and we always do Q&As during this time, but it is like a small topic that we can go and talk about as well, especially while we wait for more people to chime in. All right, so I just don't feel alone and don't know what to talk about. At least I have something to talk about. And also at the same time, I want y'all to try. I think this will only work for Instagram. I'm trying to set something up where y'all can get a free ebook. It's my free No Weeks Vegans guide. The cool thing about this guide is that I created it because it tells you all the things you really need to know when it comes to starting a vegan journey, especially around fitness, in particularly. So it talks about like where you can get some protein, like high protein sources as a vegan, some supplementations that you can start off with. Then I show some like testimonials and why I went vegan, but it's a pretty good guide. Also, it has kitchen equipment and so much more. Like literally something that's going to really put you in the right direction when it comes down to going vegan. Okay, and some of the things that you need that will make it easy. Because one of the things that makes veganism hard is that people don't cook, and if you're not cooking on a plant-based diet, it's going to be extremely hard to be a healthy vegan. So I do go over like certain equipments to get, especially for people that, for example, like they're low in iron and they're anemic. I show them like even like certain kitchen utensils that can help with things like that. For example, in the book, I explain why you should use like iron skillets, and I say it all the time. Like iron, if you use any type of iron pan while cooking your vegetables, that can help add more iron ions into the food. You know what I'm saying? And then you do have like iron fishes, which is it's literally a fish made out of iron, or it's shaped like an iron, and you can put it into like your soups and stews. But you can also cook with it as well and mix it around. But I prefer just iron pan. It's easier. You don't have a little piece of iron metal floating around your food and stuff like that. I think that's a little too much versus just getting iron pan. You know what I mean? So if we try this out, hopefully it works. 'Cause I was trying to beta test it before going on live, but if you type the word new vegan, you should automatically get the book message to you. Okay. Please let me know. And this is only for Instagram. So I'm trying to test it out on Instagram. So if you want to try get that book, just type in right here on live, type in new vegan, and you should get a text message of me giving you that ebook automatically. Okay. I'm trying to test something out. Please let me know if that's working. If not, then I have to do something else, right? I definitely have to figure out how I can give out these ebooks when I do these lives, because I want to give out like free material and free things to y'all while I'm live. So just let me know, and it's 100% free. Okay. Um, all right. So the reason I'm already reading some of the comments in Instagram. Some people said like tofu balance or towel of balance that it's not really fake meat. It's that's the average consumer is mentally conditioned to buy steak and chicken flavored things, which dead cows and chickens have to be turned into food with vegan. Yeah, and I totally agree with Tao of Balance who made that comment on Instagram. And I think this is a good place to definitely start off is with that comment, because people do feel that anything that's resemble as meat is fake, right? Especially when it comes to vegans. And what's very sad about that type of mentality, I think, is a very ignorant type of mentality, and it's very stubborn. It's like there's no like real common sense in that. Is they just want to hold a stance to say to a vegan that you should be eating meat because it's natural. But what's funny is that when people do say those things, I always say, well, you know, why do you make a pork sausage look like a cucumber? Because a cucumber and pickles has its natural shape like a sausage, right? Maybe it's a little bit bigger, but it's still its natural shape. You don't see vegans really going around like making comparisons of meat items to vegetables, because I feel like, I'm sorry to say this, but I feel like sometimes people who's vegan and plant based are just a little bit smarter when it comes to common sense versus people who eats meat. Like it's like just some of the things I see is just ridiculous. And vegans really try their best to promote a lifestyle with common sense and logic, and they're not thinking about like stupid ideologies that doesn't even make sense. It's almost like we're kindergarten kids, like making fun of things and trying to use silly comments to just make people angry and upset, versus just having an open mindset. You know what I mean? And another thing when it comes to the fake meats or mock meats, what I like to say, mock meats or alternative meats, is that the reason vegans have it, because I feel that it's a great bridge to help people transition from an animal-based diet to a plant-based diet, or at least have some type of a meatless option versus like always consuming meat. And if you know me, if you've been following me for a long time, I'm vegan and stuff, but I'm also a sport nutritionist, and I always say that. So a lot of things I say isn't just very black and white, like other vegans. Like they have a particular stance and they just stay there. And when it comes to logic, everything is very strong. But as a nutritionist, also I look at the foods that will work best and what type of lifestyle that is manageable. So by saying that, when it comes down to like the mock meats or someone who eats meat and they want to have like a meatless Monday, or if they, and I'm talking as a nutritionist route now, like they want to reduce their meat intake because their cholesterol are high, they might have high blood pressure, maybe their creatine levels are through the roofs. I literally had a call with an individual that just told me, his creatine levels are high, and we're going to try to figure out how to bring that lower, because if it's too high, that means the kidneys are malfunctioning, and you don't want anything bad to happen to those, because your kidneys is the filtration, is part of the filtration system in your body. So with that said, like we're trying to figure out like how we can create a plan that's going to help them with that. Obviously, it's going to be mostly whole foods, plant based, and something more, very balanced and hyper-nourished. But what the point that I'm trying to make overall is that the point I'm trying to make overall is that when it comes down to like mock meats, it's a great alternative. So if someone has to reduce their red meat and they really like red meat, they have different options like meaty. Like meaty is one of my new favorites. It's all made out of mushrooms, all natural ingredients. And when I say natural, and it's sad that I have to go like so much in detail and everything I say, but when I say natural ingredients, like just seasonings, it's just, that's all it is. It's basic seasoning, basic, maybe some concentration of some juices to change colors, to change the color of the food. But it's all natural. It's very minimally processed, and that's why I like it. And it's very convenient. You have seitan, you have like Gardein, you have Beyond. There's so many different alternatives. And when it comes to these fake meats, you have things that's like minimally processed all the way to ultra processed foods. And that's where everything, what I'm saying, on an animal-based side to a plant-based side, you have both ends everywhere. What I'm saying, in food in general, you're going to find that anywhere. Like things that's more minimally processed all the way to ultra processed. It just depends on, at the end of the day, what you're consuming majority at the time, and something that I at like within a consistent time. And one of the things that I always promote is vegans to try to get majority of their protein from minimally processed sources like tofu, tempeh, seitan. Like even this morning, I had tempeh bacon, which is very minimally processed. It's just fermented beans, you know what I'm saying? And they just kind of put it together and they let it ferment, and you get it's very good in pro and prebiotics. And this is something that people don't understand, or they try not to understand, or try and make some reasoning behind that. But like I guess everyone that's listening today, they understand where I'm coming from. So that's something that I use. But then something that might be a little bit more processed would be like the Just Egg. But even the Just Egg is changing a lot of their ingredients, and they're cleaning it up as well. And truthfully, it's not as bad as what people really think. But I had that with the Beyond Steak. I made like a steak, egg, and cheese vegan omelet, with that, with the tempeh bacon, and then I added some like vegetables and like some bell peppers in there as well. And that's just to boost up the vitamins and mineral intake. Now, do I have this? Do I have the Beyond Steak and the Just Egg all the time? No. Like sometimes I just want something a little bit different. I like variety. Even though I'm very disciplined when it comes to my diet and everything that I eat, I want different things just like everyone else. I mean, how many times, I can't even count on my hands how many times I had tofu scramble. And when it comes down to extra firm to the soy free, or, I had it so many times, sometimes I want something different, or my broken burger bowl, which is made out of seitan. Like how many times I want to eat that for breakfast? So this is why I like having these other options, because I can make certain foods that I used to eat as a when I used to consume animal byproducts, but without the cruelty, without the suffering. Like I'm not contributing to like what the factory farms are doing to these animals. I'm just eating things that's mostly plant based, and this is something that I do teach a lot of my clients and students as well when it comes down to this. Like I try to show them real moderation when it comes to foods. The same thing when it comes to burgers. Like if I'm going to have a burger, it's rare if I'm going to be honest with you, it's rare if I had like a healthy burger made out of black beans or lentils and stuff like that. Not saying that I like I don't get it from time to time. Sometimes I do, and it tastes very delicious. But sometimes I just want like a burger that's high in protein, because without all the carbs, because the burger's already, once you add the bread and the toppings, you're already adding a lot of carbs to it already, right? So sometimes I just want to have like a regular burger. So that's why I have like Impossible or Beyond from time to time. I'm not trying to get ripped and shredded eating just burgers on a consistent basis. And I think this is where a lot of people fail at when it comes to different types of food options. Is like when someone promotes a particular brand or a food item, automatically in their head they're thinking like this is what they eat every single day. And it's like, nah, man. Like especially if I bet you if I made a video of what I eat in a day and I show a Beyond Burger, there's going to be not so much on the vegan side. Like some vegans would say something for sure, because you have people who's very like strict with their diet, like they're doing like SOS raw vegans, and people who's like 100% whole food plant based. So I know like in those communities, people will say something, and I don't really care that much, because I feel that being vegan is already hard enough, and going down that road of being this perfectionist is not really that necessary unless you enjoy it. Unless you enjoy it, fine. But like I don't see it as a diet that's very sustainable long term for the average person. Not because of the health benefits, mostly because it's just like you're exclude yourself so much from what like you're already excluding yourself from being vegan, then going down that rabbit hole for like the best nutrition, like when it comes to raw veganism or 100%. And when I say 100%, I mean like not even doing like tofu, tempeh, and seitan, like things that's just like straight up like in its natural form. This is when I say like 100%, no processed stuff. You kind of segregate yourself, and if you're someone who's not that affected by that, I think that's fine. But I see people who's already affected just going like vegan. Just and now these days we have so much options, to choose from, and people still have issues with with as many options that we have. So I feel like when you start going down that rabbit hole, it's like you're really segregating yourself from a lot of things, from a lot of interactions. And if you're someone who's affected by the people that surround you, then I don't feel like it's a diet that's works best for you. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you have to kind of like pick and choose, if that makes sense. So I have a question from Abel. And remember, I'm trying out to give y'all out these free ebooks on this call. Let me know if it's not working. If it's not working, then I have to do the lives a little bit differently. I'll still have my Wednesdays, but I might break it into mini lives sessions throughout the week, and so y'all can get the book. So I'm just trying to see if y'all can get those books right now. Someone said it is working. Okay, perfect. So if you're typing New Vegan, are y'all getting those books? Please let me know. One person said it's working. So just type in New Vegan. You'll get a free ebook called No Wheat Vegans. All right. Yeah, people said attachment came right in. All right. So we have 2 people saying it's working, 3 people saying it's working. All right, perfect. That's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, and definitely enjoyed it. Thank you for letting me know that the books are, the little animations working, because it's only me when I'm doing these lives. I don't have a team behind me for this in particularly. So I need a little bit of technological help. Okay, so all right, perfect. So let's go down. Let's read some other questions on Instagram. Alonzo said that's my biggest problem with training MMA and working out and not eating enough protein and amino acids. Yeah. So yeah, Alonzo, definitely, if that's the problem, getting enough protein, definitely get the No Wheat Vegans book. Just type in New Vegan, get that book. It's going to show you different options, because one way you can get protein is going to be from those mock meats. Like that's the easiest way. And like I said, for people who eat meat, it's a great way to, it's a great bridge, because you don't have to put that much thought into it. And so I feel sometimes even certain vegans forget, right, about this stuff too. Like they forget how they were when they first went vegan. Because I always remember what happened to me when I first went vegan. I didn't know nothing. Like you showed me a mock meat, it was like looking at an alien, like I was like, what is that? Or when it came down to tofu, I'm looking at like, what is this? Like, what does it do? Like, is it a protein source? Like, it's like I'm a kid who walked into a candy store for their first time, don't know what they do, don't know the nutrients, don't know anything. And it's like an alien product. And I know, like, common sense, especially now, and especially with social media, people be like, yo, just read the damn nutrition facts, right? But, and you're right, but the thing is that, like, some people don't even know where to find it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know where to find it. And because like tofu, you're going to find that in the produce section. Every store I've been to, as many grocery store videos I've done over hundreds of them. They're in the produce in every single one. I've never seen it anywhere else, but they're in the produce, and you won't even it kind of makes sense, but you probably won't think it makes sense, because you're like, why mostly produce is just plants, like, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, like mostly carbs and fats. Why there's like a protein, something that's processed there, and it's just because it's considered as a plant-based source. It's made out of soybeans, and it's congealated together, and it's in an isolated state. So this is why, but I didn't understand this. So definitely get the book so you can actually see the products, know what's out there. I'm actually working on new ebooks as well, because there's so much new items and new products that's out. So I really want to make a new ebook to try to promote that as well. That should be coming out soon, for sure. And I'm also working on a new cookbook as well. So if you like the Macro Mastery, you're definitely going to love this new one, because I'm going to have like more fun foods in there. Still have the same ideology when it comes to like the macros and stuff like that, but this one's going to be like more fun and more base. We're going to have a combination of like foods that's good for weight loss, but more fun foods, and more foods for building muscle mass. it's going to be more geared towards that. But let me keep going down. All right, so the Watt Scott said, I got up to 260 plant-based. Listen to this guy. Yeah, man. And the Watts, yeah, I mean, he's a pretty fit guy too. You know, he's an athlete, so he's pretty good. See more people comment, new vegan, enjoyed that ebook, enjoy it. People are saying that it is working. Jess said, I'm 95% whole foods plant-based and I'll never felt better in my life. Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm more like 80% whole food plant-based, just because like the only processed foods I usually have, I would say like 10% of my diet is going to come from like, you know, tofu and seitan mostly, because that's what I eat majority of the time. I have tempeh from time to time, but I fixate on tofu, seitan, and then sometimes I'll like with the protein powders, I go in and out, because sometimes I'm all about shakes, and then sometimes like right now, like for the past 3 weeks, I haven't been doing shakes, just all real food. I'm just like, I don't want to, and I'm like that sometimes. Again, I like variety, and sometimes I just get tired of shakes. Sometimes I get tired of smoothies. And I'll have my thing when I'm like, all right, I'm doing smoothies again. All right, I'm doing just regular shakes, things like that. Let's keep going down. Guitar says we need to all study food history to respond to critics. Google almond milk, Middle Ages. That's facts. The fact is humans made meals, sausages, etc. out of a wide variety of things, animal and vegetable. All right, yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I totally agree with you with that as well. I feel that more people should do their research on nutrition, but you know, and I think some people are, but you know, people don't have a lot of time to sit there and do actual research, and this is why social media is so big, because you know, if you see like how content is presented, it's not really it's not really that popular doing lives, you know, unless people got time to sit there and listen to people. But like, it's more, I would say it's more popular on short form content, like posts with some copy written in there, or just reels and stuff, which is 60-90 second little bites. And the problem is that it's not enough information for people to learn. So it's like quick little nuggets that people are getting. And what's really bad about that is because, and I would say like on the animal based side, on the vegan side, on every side in health and fitness, the problem is that, you know, when it comes to creators, influencers, whatever they want to call themselves or identify themselves as when it comes to this stuff, the problem is that it's not enough time for anyone to fully explain their lifestyle and belief, you know. And I think only lives are good for that, or podcasts, you know. But again, you know, like how many people are actually listening to podcasts? I mean, there's a lot of people, obviously. I mean, I listen to podcasts all the time, but I feel more people are more fixated in the small nugget, small like condensed content form, you know, which is sad. And I feel like it's good to do all of it at the same time. But I do agree where you're coming from. Let's see what else. Yeah, someone said, oh yeah, Tao of Balance said my cheat is a vegan loco moco, just egg, Beyond or meaty patty, white rice, gravy, and some green onions from my garden. Yo, that sounds pretty good, man. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds like a really good cheat. I would love to try something like that. I want to keep that in mind, like some like maybe some beef crumbles. I would probably replace the Beyond Meat with some or a meaty patty. Yeah, like I don't know, like let me when you're using the meaty patty, are you using like the chicken or the steak? Like which one are you using? Could they have like different ones, or the fried one? Which one are you using? God, that's pretty interesting. Like I can only imagine how good that tastes. Like but let me know what you use the meat, and do you like crush it up, or you just like kind of place it on top? Like I'm very interested in that. definitely could steal that and make it into a video. What else? Someone said, yeah, the whole food plant-based community. Yeah. Healthier vegan 79 said, yeah, the whole food plant-based community can get crazy. Yeah, especially when it comes to mock meats and stuff like that. But I understand everyone's going to be different. You know what I mean? But it's just that I feel when people are mocking other people and just saying like, "Oh, Beyond is trash" and stuff, I'm like, I wouldn't say it's trash. Like, I think it's pretty good, and I think the reason for it being there is they have a good reason. Let me see. Have to jump off. Okay. Junk food. Yeah, someone says speak on the junk food. My G, this is from Mr. Cholo. It says because it's vegan doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy. And yeah, he's right about that. Because they're like going back into like I know I kind of said my spill on the mock meats, but going back on those mock meats, it's like yeah, like some are good, like because some of them I actually use for my meal plans. For example, Gardein. If I say Gardeins, most people would say it's not healthy, but it depends which ones you're eating. Like, and this is something that I teach a lot of my clients and my students because like they have the Gardein chicken scapolini. That's really healthy, or their lean chicken tenders, right? That one or chick is called I think it's called lean chicken strips, right? And the chicken is spelled like CHK or something K.N or something like that. But the thing is that when you look at the ingredients, when you look at the macros, it's super macro friendly, and the ingredients are pretty good. It's not so bad. It's something that you could definitely do on a consistent basis. And the sodium intake is pretty good as well. Because I know Abel, I know you said something. Abel did talk about the the sodium intake on some of these mock meats. And the thing is that they're pretty good. You know what I mean? It's just the ones that you want to stay away from, I would say, on a consistent basis would probably be like, Beyond Meat. And even Beyond made some healthier ones. They made some healthier versions. Those are something that you could do a little bit more consistent. And when I say Beyond, I don't mean all their products because some products are actually good. Like they have their sausage is actually pretty good. Like it's macro wise, it's pretty good. The ingredients is pretty good. They have the Beyond Meat with the avocado oil. I think that's really good. That's something that you can do on a consistent basis. Sodium macros are all great from how I look at it. But what I usually try to do is make food for people that is better to have on a consistent basis. So the least amount of ingredients, the better, and that's what I always try to aim for. And then I tell my students and my clients that if you want to have Beyond Meat, have it. Like I have it all the time. I have a pack in my fridge right now, and I have a burger from time to time. You know what I mean? Like I don't hate it. I'm a big fan of Beyond, but again, what the other individual said, like, is there some mock meats or some processed foods that you want to stay away from? Yeah, like, and when I say stay away from, not like oh, I'm never going to eat it. Probably just like you don't want to have it on a consistent basis. I have it from time to time as a snack, as as a little cheat. But it's not going to hurt. Like even Oreos, like I know I've shitted on Oreos in the past, right? But I didn't really shit on it in a way saying like Oreos are just completely horrible for you. It's just that, you don't want to be getting majority of your calories from Oreos, especially if you're trying to stay in a deficit and trying to do a weight loss thing, and there's reasons behind that. But I don't think but having Oreos like every single day, yeah, that's not healthy, man. Like you're just doing a bunch of processed sugar and like that, having all that crap in you, like so that's what I mean, and that's exactly what if I go back, Mr. Cholos means as well. It's like just because you're vegan and just because it says it's vegan doesn't mean that it's the healthiest food item to have on a consistent basis, and we need to learn how to be able to have more balance when it comes to foods that are healthy. not as healthy or just not healthy at all. There's a balance with all of it. But the more you eat healthy, like mostly whole foods, plant based, the better when it comes to overall health and wellness. Okay, it's just going to help you overall. Let's see. More to Dream says vegan here. What is the percentage of your diet is vegan meat? Man, I would say like I say I'm 80% whole foods plant based, and then the 20% is processed. So when it comes to the processed meats, I would say maybe like 15% is that, because and these are meats that's like minimally processed. I would say, like, so because like I said again before, I mostly eat tofu and seitan, on a consistent basis. Like I eat that every single day. Yeah. Or sometimes I might swap out one of them and do like because right now I've been doing the 365 Whole Foods. Like they have like these chicken bites, and I believe if it's not made out of seitan, it's made out of pea protein. So that is something that I'm doing mostly on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? And then that like last 5 or 10% will be like some type of snack here and there. It changes. It's nothing like that 5 and 10% always vary, because sometimes I like having a little cheat like a vegan donut or something like that, or something like ultra processed, whatever. It could be a cookie, but I'm a big fan of donuts, so you're going to see me doing that, or like an ice cream. I'll do like a Ben and Jerry, or what else? I'm just thinking things that's like processed, like in the store, like or a diet ice cream or something like that. And then something that I've done, I wouldn't really say it's processed, because this is made naturally. There's a gelato place that I go to here in Miami. It's in Wynwood. It's called the Miami Gelato, and that's made with all natural ingredients, homemade, no artificial ingredients, no chemicals. So if I do like some type of ice cream thing, I don't like calling gelato ice cream, but you know what I mean. When you do something like that, I usually have that a lot. Like every time I go out, especially to Wynwood, that it's my favorite. Like it's just my favorite. All right. So hopefully that answered your question. Let's go down some more. Let me switch it up to YouTube and LinkedIn, because some people are also commenting here as well. Travis on YouTube, I know you comment new vegan, but for now, if you do comment, try to go over to the Instagram and comment on the live new vegan, so you can get that free ebook. It's not going to work on YouTube, but if I go back to this video and see the comment there listed, I can try to send it to you through the comment section of YouTube manually. But definitely, maybe I could just send it here. Let me see if y'all can get it from here. Let me see. Let me know if y'all see that. Everyone that's on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, I want to send you the link right here. No, it's going straight to YouTube. So let me see. Yeah, so and it's going on Facebook too. Okay, so people on Facebook and YouTube, y'all can click on that link, and then y'all can get that free ebook. Okay. So hopefully y'all you got it. Let me know if you got it or if you see it, okay, on your end. All right, so Ashish said, "What's your view on cultivated meat from animal DNA?" I'll be very honest. So I've already did the reel on it before, and my thoughts on it is the same as the reel. Like I think it's a good option, personally, because like it's another competition when it comes to the meat, dairy, and egg industry. All right, it's another competitor when it comes to that.
So now you have like vegan mock meats, which became a competitor, and that's why like all these meat guys are going crazy, and you have like all these meat. I guess you call them meat activists, right? Not even animal meat activists, right? like you have these meat carnivore activists that's coming out of the woodworks trying to put down veganism because they in their world they feel that the whole world's going vegan and they have to try to bring down vegan, where it's like like we're still trying to get people to eat these options and try them out and reduce their meat intake, and they feel like this is like an Armageddon from hell for these guys. So that's why I feel that the cultivated meat would be just as a great competitor, just like the vegan mock meats, just because this is another option that people could go to. And again, it could be used as a bridge. Now, I understand where vegans are saying like, these animals are getting exploited and no animal should. And I agree to that. But I feel that at the same time that we have to be kind of realistic, and not everyone's going to jump on the ethical way of thinking. It's very hard for people to change, unfortunately. And the reason I say this is because I've been in the military for 8 years, man. And when it comes down to law, order, forcing people to do things, I served in war, where there's a lot of conflict of interest of a lot of things when it comes to, like money, country, ethics, race. Like it's a lot of stuff online. Sometimes certain ways won't work, so I always say like, if we have other options, and especially something that can reduce the impact of animal agriculture, I think it has a good place. And I know I've seen even some vegans talk to me on Instagram or commenting, and with a very black and white statement, and some of them even got mad at me because I kind of promote it. But the thing is that like I said in the video, first I would like to try it just to see like what are the people are experiencing, because I want to try it just to know like the texture and how it tastes. Is it something that I would personally eat on a consistent basis? No. For me, it'd probably just be a demo, and that's it. Like, just so I can know, because I'm a nutritionist, I train people, So for me, it's just to know. I don't have to try out eggs anymore. I don't have to try out and when I say this, like real stuff, not cultivated. Like I don't have to try that stuff because I spent 20 plus years eating that shit in real life. So I know how I feel. I know how it tastes. Like I already know that. So that's why I never need to go back to eating meat. But for something like that's new, yeah, I would like to try it just to experiment, see how it is. And if it is good, it is something that I can picture like other not vegans, but like people who's trying to transition more from like, and I guess you would call it from a factory farm animal diet to this would literally be lab meat diet or a cultivated animal DNA diet. However new phrases would come out when this really, if it ends up coming out and being like mainstream, like whatever nicknames we like people start giving it, I feel it'll be another alternative. And how I look at it at the end of the day as well is that this is going to help a lot when it comes to land usage, because animal factory farms, also regenerative farms use so much land for these animals to get bred, versus this cultivated meat is literally made in the lab. And so the lab doesn't have to be even that big compared to like factory farms or regenerative farming. Like land, they don't need that much land to produce this type of meat, and they really don't need a lot of water as well. So there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of benefits, and I feel that people should promote it for sure. Is there animals being exploited? Yeah, to an extent, because they're using their DNA, or I've heard other things as well. But it's definitely, if you're comparing it and measuring it out, it's definitely a lot better, significantly a lot better than factory farms and regenerative farming, especially when it comes to the death and the breeding of these animals. Like I think it's definitely a ace card. Obviously, I would love that more people just go vegan, but I feel that we need more, we need more people that we can combine forces to be able to get more people to transition. Because I feel that some people, they probably never want to uh, go vegan. As you can see, you got people eating testicles and shit. So it's like they're going like they're going on a complete other spectrum of eating meat. They're like, you got people eating raw stuff. Like it's crazy. I mean, they're so like that's why I'm like, that's why I feel like we need more help and we need like other alternatives, if that makes sense. Let's see. Ariane, sorry if I'm messing up your name. Adding in bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, also spinach help the volume of the food better. When I make tofu scramble, more filling to snack during the day. Yes, you're absolutely right. So even like, and I'll give you a prime example to I want to say Iran or Arian or Arian. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. But I totally agree with what he's saying, and I'll give you a prime example. So today, I posted it on my Instagram story. I had the tempeh bacon and the just egg omelet. Right now, to be completely transparent and honest with you, I'm full, but I'm not as full if I had the tofu scramble. And you know why? Because the just egg and the Beyond Steak is more calorically dense, right? It tasted great, but and I put a little bit of vegetables in there. I have to reduce what my normal vegetable intake that I usually would have when making a tofu scramble for this omelet, because when I'm trying to make the just egg omelet, I'm trying to fold it. It's already packed and filled. So if I use the real amount, I'll have like so much like spilled out and left over, and now I'm just eating like stir fried vegetables, which it wouldn't have been an issue. But like, if you're a cook and you're making food for yourself or whatnot, sometimes I like presentation, right? So it's like, so I want it to look nice, look presentable, taste good, have a right amount. So even when you're eating it, and this is how food is, even when you're eating it, it's the perfect amount. It goes in perfectly, like everything, pause, right? And but what I'm trying to say is like right now, like I was even thinking about after I finished, like to have like some oatmeal, because I was still like, I wasn't full. Like I was okay full, but not like full. Like when I eat the tofu scramble, I add 100 grams of bell peppers, a whole cup of onions, a whole cup of mushrooms, about 81 grams of spinach. So it's a lot of fruits and veggies. And then I add like 8 garlic cloves in there. And then the tofu itself. And sometimes I use a half block. Lately, I've been doing a whole block. So when you do this, it's a big bowl, right? It's a big bowl, and I can slam that. And when I slam it, like I'm full. I'm full from literally like, because I eat my first breakfast around like 10. So like I'm full from 10. And lately, I've been having my next meal by like 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening. Like that's how good I am. And it has so much fiber in it. So I'm so full, and you probably feel the same. Like, like you say, I make a tofu scramble more filling to not snack during the day. Yeah, me too. Like I'm not snacking at all. Like I feel full and comfortable and energized throughout like literally from 10 all the way to 3 or 4. So that's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours. I'm good with no food. And if I do feel a little like tired or a little hungry or something I could just have like some coffee midday, or maybe like lately I said this before in my stories when I was doing like the groceries. Now I'm doing like the gurus, right? I've been buying like guru energy drinks because now I'm just getting tired of drinking coffee all the time, right? So I'm getting like the best energy drink that I see fit, which is in Whole Foods, the gurus. And I got 2 different ones, which is Yerba Mate one, which I think that's the one I'm going to get more consistent, like especially if I'm going to drink energy drinks. I think I'm going to get that version because it is like a tea. and it's really good, and it's very energizing, and I like how it feels. It's like very natural. It doesn't feel like too high, because I don't want to be too amped up on these calls, right? So, and then get anxiety and shit. But like I've been doing mostly the Yerba Mate version, and then they have like this regular, like the regular version. So I've been mixing the two. But and then I'll have some energy, and then I'm hungry around like 3, 4 o'clock. Sometimes 5, but I try not to have that meal at 5. I try to have it around 3 or 4, a little bit earlier, because I do go to bed early as well. I go to bed like 8, 9. So I want time for all that food to digest, and then that's it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Also, I know I've been talking for a little bit. Anyone that's still joining the chat, please type in new vegan. For people who was on Instagram, if you type in new vegan in the comments, right, you're going to get a message of a free ebook of my No Weeks Vegans Guide. So go ahead and do that. You should receive that ebook. You're going to get an automated message of me saying like, here's my ebook or whatever, but it's the No Weeks Vegans Guide. Just type it in. Anyone that's on any other platform like YouTube, LinkedIn, and I believe even Facebook, I went ahead and posted a link there. And I think I tagged it and pinned it. I don't know if I could pin it from where I'm at, but I'll just throw it in the chat again, so y'all can go ahead and click on it. So and I think for people that's LinkedIn, I don't know if the message is coming in LinkedIn, but from my side, I can see it is going out to Facebook and YouTube, because the interface that I'm using is called StreamYard. So I'm able to go live and then talk to like people on multiple platforms. So except TikTok, I don't know what's going on with that. But back to this. Let's see. Do you know if the lentine protein is? Oh, lentine. Oh yeah, from Clean Machine. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to break your heart, but it's not coming back. It's been discontinued. So if I ever hear anything otherwise, I'll definitely let all y'all know. But right now, Clean Machine is they only have, as you can see right here on my bookcase, they only got the Cell Block 80, the Ahi flower oil, their BCAAs, like the unflavored and flavored, which comes with 3 different flavors like fruit punch, lemonade, and also watermelon. And then their pre-workout N10s and their vitamin D3, vegan D3. Okay, so that's the only thing that they have available right now at the moment. They don't have they don't have any protein, just the supplements I named off. So sorry for that. But what I will do is unfortunately, I can't do it for people on Instagram. I don't think so. Oh yeah, I can. I could throw it in the comments. What I can do is for anyone that want to try out those products, because it's really good, I can give y'all my discount code and the link. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw that into the chat as well, so y'all can have it. Just give me a sec while I look for that, and then y'all can, while I'm looking, y'all can still like ask me any other questions. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in the discount code. And I think the discount code will give you 15% off on those products. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and send it now in the chat. All right. So yeah, just highlight that link. Use the code KSTCM as stated in the message. And the same thing for everyone that's on YouTube. I'm throwing that into the chat as well. Hopefully it shows up. If you're able to highlight that, or just screenshot and then try to take the link that way, you can. Again, use the code KSTCM so you can get discounts on the Clean Machine products. Again, Clean Machine products are the Cell Block 80, which is an all-natural test booster, something I've been using for many years, over a decade. My test levels are very high. I showed them before. I can show it again. My T levels are in the 800s, and I think that does play a role, especially when I'm dieting, because when I got my testosterone levels tested, this was literally right after I did this last year in January, and my last show was literally like in November, December timeframe. Yeah, November, December timeframe. So I just finished like this hardcore dieting, because I was really dieting very hard. And this was it. So y'all can see. I'm just trying to see how it looks like the best way. I think y'all saw it. It did show up. Oh no, it's not showing. Let's see. Oh man, there you go. 846. So that's my testosterone level. So it's very high for where it's supposed to be, and I'm 39 years old. Okay, we're at 846. I'm all natural. All natural, all natty. Always been natty. But that's my T levels. All right. So, only thing I would say is that for someone who's dieting that extreme and have a T level like that, it's pretty good. So I hope and I would assume that the Sublok 80 had a part of that. And then also as well, you have the AHI oil, which is good for like your omega-3, 6, and 9s. The vitamin D3 is going to also help stimulate with testosterone levels and your hormones. And then the BCAAs is just good for building muscle, adding extra amino acids into your diet to help with repairment. And the cool thing about these aminos is that it's all natural, no fillers, no artificial flavors. And then it's made all from plants, because certain BCAAs isn't 100% vegan, because some of it is made from human hair, which would make it vegan, right? Because it's coming from human hair. But then you also have some that could come from duck feathers, that wouldn't be vegan. And if it's not labeled vegan, if BCAA is not labeled vegan, I wouldn't take it. Same thing with like vitamin D. Not all vitamin Ds are vegan. So if it doesn't really state it, you don't know where it could be coming from, because some vitamin D can be coming from lamb skin, or some type of animal skin or fat. So if it's not labeled, then it's probably best. And that's why certain supplements I usually get as labeled vegan for that particular reason. Same thing for creatine. Not all creatine is pharmaceutically made or plant-based or vegan. Some creatines are made out of animals, you know what I'm saying? So like you have to make, that's why I always stick to stuff that state vegan. I feel more comfortable if it says vegan on the label versus like anything else. Not if it's pharmaceutical grade, then it's technically is vegan by default. But if a company state that is vegan, I just feel even more comfortable. And also I know they're trying to represent. So just in case y'all wanted to know, the creatine that I do take is a one from Sun Warrior. It's called Active Creatine. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and send you my code there as well. So you can, if you want to get a discount, I believe for that, you just click on the link for this one for the Sun Warrior, but I'll drop it into the chat. All right. And then y'all can check that out. But this link is pretty long, so you have to copy the whole thing. But I'm going to go also do the same thing for Instagram. Now, everybody that's joining, especially on Instagram, you just joined, type in the word New Vegan and you'll get my free ebook, No Wheat Vegans, which is going to talk more about like vegan protein, supplements. Again, even if I'm giving y'all the codes here and stuff, but if you don't get it from here for whatever reason, you can just type in the word New Vegan. You'll get that free ebook, No Wheat Vegans, and you can get the discount code from there. And then it talks about like all the supplements that I take and what I recommend a lot of my students and clients to take. Also, it gives you some ideas when it comes to starting, when it's the first steps of meal prepping, like what type of utensils, kitchenware, cooking things like cooking pans you should have, things like that. Okay, that's all for people that's on Instagram live right now. Everyone else that's on YouTube and Facebook, you have to look at the links that I've been dropping in the chats. Just if you can scroll up, scroll down through that, you should see it in the chat somewhere. Okay, let's go back to more questions. So do you also fast, brother? Well, I don't like calling it fasting, because some people are like religious about it, right? For me, I like calling it uh, RTE, which is restricted time eating. All right, it's not such a popular word. It's pretty much intermittent fasting, but it's not so like polarized as intermittent fasting. Like intermittent fasters. Like I'm not doing no like 2 day, 3 day fast and drinking water and doing all this crap. Like I don't do all that stuff. What I do is I just space out the time that I eat. Yeah, that's it. Like is a little bit more is more simplified as actual intermittent fasting. I don't do days and stuff like that. Like I don't do these things. So for example, like I mentioned, like I try to get my last meal around like 4, 5, 6, somewhere around that time frame. I do go to bed like at 8 or 9, right? On the usually. Now, by doing that, that gives my body time for all the food to digest. But then, and by having your food digest, you can get into a better sleep pattern. Like you get better rest because your digestion system isn't activated, your metabolism isn't activated at that time, and your heart rate is lowered, so you can get better recovery. Okay. And so that's one thing. And then I won't break my fast from once I go to bed till like 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay. There is rare instances where it might go till like 11 or noon, but that's usually on the weekend just because gyms don't open till 8, so that's the only reason. But so I have to wait a little bit until the gyms open. Now, the only problem is this, and this is why I call it RTE, because in intermittent fasting, it's literally like nothing. Like you can't have anything that has any type of calories that's going to activate the digestive system. I have something, but it's not actual food. It's just BCAAs, because I have a pre-workout drink. So if I have a pre-workout drink with BCAAs in it, overall only has like 5 or 15 calories. So like, there is some activation of the digestion, but it's like, what's 5 or 15 calories in it, especially in a drink? It's not being activated like actual food. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't use the word a lot, intermittent fasting, because I already know I already get enough heat on being vegan. I'm like, I don't need heat from other people too. So it's like, I just keep it to myself. Like, yeah, that's what I do. If that makes sense. Like, it's only so much heat I can take from each person. All right. Let's see. All right. We got people from YouTube stating new vegan. Let me chat because I know I'm about to, I have to go, I believe. Yeah, I have to leave now. So let me see. I can answer one more question and that's it. We got Jay Passfield says, hi, I'm looking to become vegan. Any tips? The only tip I would tell you is, especially because I'm about to leave, is like download my ebook, and that'll be a good way to send you. That'll be a good way to start your journey. You know what I'm saying? Because the most thing that most people are having problems with going vegan is finding out protein alternatives. So just type in new vegan and you'll get the book. If I end the chat before you type it, you could just DM me personally and just say like, hey, like you just type in like, hey, I was on your live. I want to know if I can get the free ebook. Just say it like that. You know what I'm saying? You should get it. But with that said, hopefully this live was helpful. Thank you for everyone that showed up and also, giving me all the great questions. I love answering all these questions and I love chatting to everybody as well. So definitely thank you for chiming on and thank you with the testing of the free ebooks and, letting me know that, my automation system is working when I'm doing these lives, because I just want to provide value the best way I can. And, it's only me when I do these lives. So I need some help when it comes to technology and stuff. So hopefully y'all enjoy those ebooks. And again, I'll be doing more lives every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to try to start doing like mini lives throughout the week as well when I have some time. And with those lives, those mini lives, I probably won't do it so much on StreamYard. I probably like jump around different platforms doing live straight from the phone or something like that. We'll see how everything works, because I just want to test certain things out with these mini live chats. If I chime on like for 10, 15 minutes and just give y'all some free game. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go, and hopefully y'all have a good rest of your day. Peace.